Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Volfie from our half acre homestead, and today we're going to build my little seed starting greenhouse equipped with grow lights. Okay, so before we build the light for our little greenhouse, I want to cover the back and the sides with aluminum foil. Now, a couple of years ago I did this, but I used one of those plastic reflective solar sleeping bag things that I got at the dollar store. Well, I happen to have this really nice big heavy duty roll of tin foil, and I ripped this off way too short, so I'll set this aside and use it for something else. And I'm going to start, I want to leave the front open, so what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to set my roll here, and you want the shiny side on the inside. Now this isn't so much to reflect the light, but to keep it inside the growing box. I'm just going to tuck this down and around, and I'm going to put my second piece on, and then I'm just going to run a piece of tape across the seam and on the inside. Cut that off, and tuck that under and around. All right, let's go put it up. And here it is. So we're going to put one shelf on the bottom, and one shelf on the second shelf, and up top is where I'm going to put my light. I just have this on a table with some boards. Yes, that's a piece of paw print duct tape holding those two boards together. It's just to stop them from sliding apart. So there it is. Let's work on our light. Okay folks, I'm going to build, I thought it was going to be easy. I have this vanity light that I'm going to use for plant lights, because the last time, the year before last, because I didn't start any plants last year, I just used 2 grow lights, and they didn't seem to be powerful enough. So I bought this, and I can use plant bulbs, which I have 3 of, or I can use 1 plant light and some compact fluorescents, which I would use for something like this if I didn't have plant lights. But in order for it to rest atop of my plant stand, I have to mount it to this. And that's all well and good. You're going to need your octagon junction box. Now, to complicate matters, this is why I've had Daddy helping me at this point. You haven't seen that part yet because he's out in the barn looking for a switch. I want to put a switch. The light is going to be facing downward, and I want to put a switch on top so that I don't have to find my plug and plug it on and unplug it every night. Now, you may not be able to see this, but one of the things I like about using this vanity light also is that it is suitable for damp locations like a steamy bathroom. So this is going to work perfect for inside my little temporary greenhouse. Okay, change of plans. And Papa's going to do this because it's getting confusing for me. I'm good at wiring simple things, but not things that you need to jump from box to box. The only switch Papa could find was this one. And it has a plug on it, which is actually really good, because if I had to plug something in to extend another light perhaps, we have that option. The main wire that we had going through this box now has to come from the switch box, because this is where all the business is going on, correct? Now that white wire is household wire. That you see behind Papa's wrist there, that is the stuff that's going to connect one box, the octagon box, to the switch box. Yeah. Black is hot, white is neutral, green is ground. Sure. Okay. What we're using for the cord, because it's going to have 3 lights, we want something a little more solid than just an ordinary lamp cord, so we're using an extension cord, which we have removed the female end, and it's nice and good and heavy, and this is what we want for this particular project. The only switch Papa could find was this one, and it has a plug on it, which is actually really good, because if I had to plug something in to extend another light perhaps, or even an incubator or what, I don't know, but we have that option. However, the main wire that we had going through this box now has to come from the switch box, because this is where all the business is going on, correct? Okay. This has turned into a how the Volfies build a plant light for Mama's tomato seedlings that she's going to start shortly. Look at those strong hands. He's got hands like bear paws, folks.
You can see these wires are smaller that are bringing the power in than the actual wires going out. Doesn't matter. And you can run a smaller gauge wire into a larger. That does no good, but you don't want to run a hotter wire into a smaller.
You're putting it through the hole, and you're going to do live to live and neutral to neutral, and then you're going to ground this to this box, right?
Why isn't it working? Run both your hots into this one side, and then the other.
The neutral on the other.
The neutral on the other two, and that should bring power to your plug, also power to your switch.
Then why are these screws on the plug and the switch two different colors? I'm just making sure you're not putting two on one side and two on the other, and then never the twain shall meet.
Why isn't it working?
You like the shirt his mummy got him for Christmas? My wife gives sound advice. 10% advice, 90% sound. Is that true, dear?
No, that's
No.
not true.
Oh, you cocky bucker. Back to the drawing board. So the plug is where the power's going to this. This was right. It's how it's going out to this that's not working correctly. What are you doing here? You're putting both wires on one?
Yeah, because it is the only silver.
Okay,
Neutral
so
and power.
power was coming in, just not going out. So there's the look, folks. Okay. Okay, is that the drill you're plugging in? Okay, the plug works. Yay! Okay, so turn that off and tell me what you figured out. My wife gives sound advice.
All right, that's what I thought. I had both hots going to the side. Mm-hmm. Now, if I was going to be jumping it out to another box, you would take your hot off from that.
Okay, so it's like it's working like a junction box, but we only want it going in one direction.
Well, what it's doing here is, I should have known because of that was brass. What it's doing is the power's coming in this side. Both neutrals are on this one.
Right.
It only has one neutral. And what it's doing is this is interrupting the power. Being a brass screw, I should have realized that it is power. So the power's coming to this side. And when you flick the switch, it sends the power over.
Okay, hence the word switch.
Yeah, it's a switch.
Okay, we've switched over to my phone because I don't want to stop Papa in the middle of what he's doing to unload my camera, which can take some time.
That's it.
Okay. Oh, that's the way they go. I thought they went the other way. Dopey me. Excellent. All right, let's test it out, folks. So here we go. Whoa! Ta-da! Okay, so here it is. It kind of looks like a space machine, but I've covered the top with tin foil, and I've taken one of my shelves And I've just made some wire hinges, and I've covered it with tin foil so that the plants get the same benefit of light on all sides. But also, when we turn this on, it doesn't blind the entire room at night with the light, keeping everybody in the house awake, because it's really bright. So we can just kind of close this and it'll shield some of the light. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
It's how and Bev does it.